If you're like me, then you've probably come across this question many times for something you've never had experience with. To buy or not to buy. Now in this case, it is on about gaming glasses and whether they're actually worth it. Now enthusiast gamers like you and me are often faced with difficult questions regarding whether this piece of kit is worth buying. And as it just so happens, your favourite streamer is sponsored by a company like Gunner or No Scope, and so you're sat there scratching your head. As a person who spends long hours on a computer, be it for video editing or long gaming sessions, I took it upon myself to buy a pair of gaming glasses. Now since I'm not laced with £100 notes, I went for the cheaper option. You know, the kind that you buy on eBay for like a tenner. Anyway, the principle behind all of these is the same, at least for the lens. The difference is that the construction, quality of the frame, brand awareness, and that sort of stuff is really the only difference. Now I'm not going to do an unboxing since all you literally get are the glasses. Looking for geek and gaming collectibles? Well then Loot Crate has you covered. Now Loot Crate is essentially Comic Con in a box. Every month there's new goodies from collectibles to apparel to tech gadgets and other epic gear. Save 10% on any new subscription at trylootcrate.com/proto and enter the promo code BRIDGE10 for 10% savings. Check out the link in the video description to learn more. So as for the actual review, the frame of this was metal, be it a really flimsy one, but still metal. I'm not sure which kind though, to be perfectly honest. Now as for the lens, I was convinced that this is just tinted glass, but it wouldn't surprise me if I found out that it was plastic.
No, I did not try shattering it.
Other than that, this is the cheaper version of something like Gunner glasses, and these aren't tailored for a prescription though. I would assume that something like Gunner glasses would also be less flimsy and more rigid. Cue the terrible sex jokes, but I do want to point out that with things like this, you get what you pay for. For example, one of the 4 screws, of which there are 2 on each side holding the frame and the ear thing, you know what I mean, together was loose. Now you could tighten this manually, but as something you pay for, you know, that's not really what you expect. And as for comfort, surprisingly enough, they are actually pretty comfortable. Now I don't wear glasses, but I found that these were both lightweight and slimline enough for me to not get irritated. But with that said, they are still glasses and did take some time for me to adjust to actually putting them on wherever I sat down. If you've got big beefy headsets, then these will work fine too. And I didn't have a problem wearing these with my headset on, which are Astro A40s by the way, so yeah, they are pretty big. And actually it was more comfortable since they actually held the glass in place. Without them, if I stared down, they would just fall straight off. So yeah, they're comfy and non-obtrusive, but unless you're wearing headsets, you can't really look down. Now as for how they perform, in short, they didn't work for me. I used them for over a month before I finally gave up on them. That is for gaming at least. No contrast or sharpness improvement like they claimed, so don't buy into that BS, but I did find out that for longer sessions of sitting in a computer, and it being late at night or early in the morning, it was only moderately easier on my eyes. Not worth any praise though. Simply lowering the brightness would have a similar effect, but I will say that some monitors like my BenQ one do have this built in. It does make typing and working on intensive things a little easier, but I just want to be clear though that these things are down to the user, so whilst I say that it makes little to no difference for me, others have said that it does. Whether that's a placebo effect or they just need a way to justify their purchase is a different story. And so overall for the pros, it is lightweight and doesn't get in the way of wearing headsets. Next, the version I got at least was cheap. If you go for Gunner glasses, this won't of course apply. And lastly, the principle behind low blue light does work. And I do notice the effects of it being easier on the eyes really late at night when I am working on things intensive and things that have a lot of contrast, like a document for example. And now for the cons, brace yourself. For me at least, it didn't meet my expectations in the slightest. The claims made by the manufacturer are hilariously inaccurate, at least from my experience. Next, because of this, I really can't justify spending any money on it. Also, don't even think about looking down when you're wearing these without a headset on, just know. And lastly, unlike having a setting on a monitor where it's integrated with this, you're still wearing glasses, which does feel weird if you're not used to it, and takes a while to adjust. Overall, I really can't see myself recommending these glasses at all. Low blue light does work, and I found it most effective when you have the option to enable it directly in the monitor's settings. But if you're having eye problems and the screen is irritating you, you should probably see an optician and ask for their advice. But yeah, one thing to note is that whilst low blue light does get annoying and will put strain on your eyes over a long period of time, the low blue light itself won't damage your eyes. It's just that constant exposure to a screen isn't good for you. Quite obviously. Gamefly.com has over 8,000 new releases and classics available to rent for the Xbox One, PS4, and a bunch of other systems. As a Gamefly member, you can rent even the newest release such as Doom, and upcoming titles such as BF1, Titanfall 2, and Infinite Warfare for a low monthly fee. If you like a game so much you don't want to send it back, you can keep it for a low use price, and there are never due dates or late fees. Gamefly is great for playing single player driven games, as you can just rent them for a fraction of the price and then just return them. Sign up for a premium free 30-day trial using my affiliate link down in the description below. Anyway, if you liked this review then hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, I'd love to hear why in the comments down below. Damn, it feels great to be back. Also, if you like this video then be sure to check out some of my other videos and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for the love and until next week, adios!
Back from the dead.